I think they are, given the situation we're in, where we've at a 26-year record high with PPI inflation. The reality is the PBOC is facing some significant constraints here on its ability to ease. And because of that, I think we would probably be seeing them more active than they have been in recent months, and not just on monetary policy, but also seeing more done on fiscal policy. But the reality is inflation is keeping policy tighter than I think we would normally expect in a climate where growth has slowed down as much as it has. The debate around the world is what does tightening and the rest of the world really mean as we go into 2022. I think tightening is not in the foreseeable future here for China, but inflation is still having an impact on policy in that authorities can't loosen to the extent they probably would given the pressures on growth.
Yeah, we saw the PBOC leave the LPR, the loan prime rate, unchanged for 19 straight months. So what kind of policy tools, what moves can you expect from the PBOC?
I think they're going to be pretty moderate, to be honest. Now, it's very common. We did not get it last year, but it is very common to get a triple R cut right around Chinese New Year, which this year is going to be February 1st. So, we're only a couple of months away from that. And I think certainly triple R cut is on the table for that. But that is usually very related to managing seasonal flows and liquidity. And it's not really about igniting a big stimulus boom. So I think we could see some loosening there on the liquidity side. Otherwise, I think certainly starting to ramp up some of these green facilities that they've announced over the last month in terms of relending facilities for banks. We could see more liquidity lent through them. And then I think it's what you were just talking about a little bit ago in terms of support for micro and small enterprises, which are really feeling the pinch here as growth slows and as margins are under pressure from very high PPI and low CPI and an inability to pass that off to consumers.
So do you think that there is a case for stagflation? We've been hearing from some of those PBOC advisors using that term.
I think there is a case for that. I don't think it necessarily has to be deep and protracted, but I do think for Q4 and both Q1, we are going to be seeing elevated PPI inflation, and there is a potential that CPI is going to be surprising to the upside here, given the increases in fuel prices and electricity prices that we've seen. And that could, as I said before, just put a constraint on the ability of the PBOC to ease, and that means growth just continues to slow, and growth in real terms, certainly given the deflators that we're talking about here, is going to be quite weak in both Q4 and Q1 by our measures.